Hello, long time no video. So it's been a little while since I made one, but we were away a lot over the new year and the beginning of the year, and then when we came back I was sick for a while, and then it's just been busy since then, and with the children home as well. But when we were away, I was praying one morning about whether I was just praying about YouTube and whether I should keep making videos or not. And like within half an hour later, somebody like randomly gave me a new tripod. So I took that as an answer that yes, I should keep making them, but I haven't even opened this up yet. I still need to try it out, but I don't have time right now. So I'm just gonna, I just wanna quickly share a thought with you from my morning this morning. So today is Tuesday and I taught the Bible this morning, and then since then I've just been at home catching up on my online website, my Christian bookshop, mowing the lawns. Usually my children do that, but they are very busy at the moment too. So I did that, and then I was preparing my radio program for next week. So last week was really busy. I did 2 radio programs on Monday. Then on Tuesday I started teaching the Bible at school again. And then Wednesday was Hannah's birthday, and then it was preschool that we started up again. And then Friday was Waitangi Day. So it was a public holiday, but we had a girls' camp that I helped organise and plan for Friday and Saturday with young girls from our church. So it was a very busy week doing all those things, and then yesterday I took the day off doing the radio so I could get, catch up. But now I've got a plan again for next week. So while I was planning it this morning, actually last night, I was trying to figure out, because I have my Bible story that I'm going to do for the radio, but then I need other ideas, other stories to share, and so I'm up to the story of Rahab hiding the spies. So I thought maybe for other stories I could talk about people like who hid Jews during the Holocaust or who hid slaves. And there's a story of Corrie ten Boom, but I've already done that story before. And so I was kind of searching last night, trying to find some other stories, and I couldn't find any. So last night I was praying and asking God to guide my thoughts and to provide again, to help me find new stories and to show me what he wanted to share. And so actually, while I was just eating my lunch today, I just started searching again. There's a specific place on the internet where I often look for stories. You can just search in a word, and there are a whole lot of good Christian stories on there. So I started looking again, and I didn't find what I was looking for, but I came across something else instead. I saw a story of a Bible that was hidden, and then I thought, maybe I could do stories of other things that are hidden, not just people. So I found a few stories of people who had hidden their Bibles, like when there was persecution, and they're quite amazing stories. And then I thought I could also do about hidden wonders of the world. So I started looking up hidden wonders, and there was one wonder that I saw which kind of really got my attention, and it was in China. And so there's this huge big, it's like a huge big cliff, and up on top of the cliff are these 2 buildings, and I think it's like a Buddhist temple. So people go way up the cliff to go to their temple. And then so I was watching a YouTube video of that, and then on the side I saw another YouTube video, and it was called Ethiopia's Chapel in the Sky. And so I clicked on that one, and it was the same kind of thing. This was a church way up on this big cliff. So people, to get to the church there, have to climb up the cliff for 2 hours. And there's one spot where it's, if you make a wrong step, you fall down the mountain to your death. And it actually, watching that video actually made me cry, thinking that people would go through all that just to go to church. And you don't really know why people would want to go up there, what their reasons are, but and one of the things that I read about it said the man who made it wanted to make it to be near to God. And I thought that's so sad that people would think they've got to go way up high to be close to God. And it just really made me appreciate how near God is to us. God is so near to us. We don't need to go up, we don't need to go through all that just to get nearer to God. God came down from heaven when he sent Jesus to bring us near to him, and through Jesus we can be near to God. But I thought often we can still have a little bit of that mindset that, we have to do something, or even just with the idea of quiet time, like it's really important to prioritize time with God, and yet sometimes we can't always have a nice quiet time. So especially if we are a mother and we have little kids, like they may interrupt us when we're trying to have quiet time, or they may be noisy, or maybe we just have to get up early to work, or whatever it is. It may be very hard to be able to have quiet time with God, but God is so near that, even if we can't have that quiet time that we would like to have, he's so near that we can talk to him anytime, wherever we are. If we're down the farm or mowing lawns like what I was doing this morning, or if we're up in the night with a baby crying, God is so near that we can talk to him at any time. And this morning I was, when I did have half an hour quiet time this morning, but I was reading the story that I was going to be teaching. So I did kind of prepare my story last night, but I wanted to read it again this morning just so it'd be really fresh in my mind, but it wasn't really where I wanted to be reading. The story of Cain and Abel can be a little bit depressing, but I was reading it, and last night I read it in my children's Bible, so this morning I read it in this study Bible. It's in the New Living Translation, so I thought, for something different, I'll read it through it in here. And I was surprised, so I read through the story, but I noticed that there was a prayer written up here. And it's supposed to connect to the story of Cain, but I don't quite see how, but it really connected to me. So even though I was reading somewhere where I really didn't want to be reading, God still met me there, and this prayer was really helpful to me. So I'm going to read it in case it's helpful for you too. It says, a prayer for resisting temptation. And it's supposed to be from when it's connected to when God is talking to Cain and saying, why are you so angry? So I don't see how it connects to that, but this is written in the 1800s, but you could think it was written for today, for life today. It says, teach me, good Lord, not to murmur at the multitude of busyness and the shortness of time, not to magnify undertaken duties by seeming to suffer under them, but to treat them all as liberties, not to call attention to crowded work or petty fatigues, not to gather encouragement from appreciation by others, lest this should interfere with the purity of my motives, not to seek praise, respect, gratitude, or regard from others, not to let myself be placed in favorable contrast with another. So that was a very helpful prayer for me. But even in the story of Cain, when he killed his brother, afterwards God said to him, where is your brother? And God talked to him about it. So God is so near that God saw what he did to his brother and challenged him about it. And then last week I did the story of Adam and Eve, and it's the same thing again. God came to them. What have you done, Adam? God already knew. God is so near that he already knew what they had done. This is just an encouragement that God is so near that even if we can't always have the quiet time or the time that we want, that he's so near we can talk to him, and wherever we are we can even just think about a verse, or put a verse where we can see it, or even grab a devotional and just read it for 5 minutes, or listen to a hymn, or just talking to God. The Bible says if we draw near to God, he will draw near to us. So he is already near, but we need to draw near to him. So he's not a God that is far away. And our sin separates us from God, and our pride can separate us from God. But when we are confessing our sin, and when we are humble and know how much we need God, then he is very, very close. So that's just a thought from my morning this morning, and I will link that video so you do actually know what I'm talking about.